There's a lot of talk in tech about best practices, scaling, and building world-class products. But there's very little conversation about what actually happens behind the scenes. The trade-offs, the mistakes, the pressures, the things you only learn about when you're already deep in the stack. So this is what this podcast is all about. Welcome to Inside the Stack. This is a podcast that is focused on real stories behind software, behind products, behind the people who actually build the product. I'm your host, Oluwole Majiyagbe, and I'm a software engineer, a product builder, and also, in my own little way, a founder. And each week, I will be sitting down with engineers, with founders, with tech leaders to unpack how things have been built. Some episodes would be a solo episode, which will just feature me, while other episodes would feature leaders, founders, people who are really grounded in the tech world. The main question: why does this podcast exist? Well, the truth is, if you spend any time in tech, you know that what we see online is often the highlight, like the highlight reels. What we don't see are actually the design decisions that didn't work, the systems that had to be fully rewritten, or the lessons learned the hard way. Inside the Stacks exist to slow things down, to move past surface level conversations, the things that you see on LinkedIn, the things that you see on social media, and really get into the thinking, into the architecture and the people behind the work. What will listeners get? On this show, we'll talk about backend systems, we'll talk about infrastructure, we'll talk about product designs, we'll talk about the team processes. But that's not all. We'll also talk about growth, we'll talk about leadership, and the realities of building in different environments. Some episodes would be deep technical dives, others would be conversational about careers, product thinking, or building companies from scratch. No hype, no shortcuts, just full-blown, honest conversations. Some episodes would be, I would bring on guests, while others would be solo episodes, just like this particular ones, where I'll be talking about my experiences. I might be talking about some technical knowledges, some know-hows. Then definitely some episodes that would be, I'll bring in a guest or two, maybe remote or on-site, where we would have deep discussions on how they built their career, how they built their company, what were some decisions that they made along the way, what were some decisions that they made that they had to go back to the drawing board and restart. As founders, how many products were built that that failed. We would talk about failures here also on this podcast. So sit back, hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.